to know how to properly pronounce your name. I didn't want to mess it up. So correct me if I'm wrong. Is it non-Lucero? Cerrato?
Yeah, Naun is the name.
Not,
Naun.
that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Not.
Like, when you say good afternoon, or
Oh, okay.
Naun.
Okay.
Naun.
Not. Okay. And this is the book that I got from you at the book fair. Yes, 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 yes. So what is that? Mi primer dollar. That's how you say it in Spanish.
Yeah, mi primer dólar or my first dollar. Yeah.
Right. So why did you write the book in both English and Spanish?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I can answer the question for three different angles. And one is, as an Hispanic, I think it would be good for me to represent our community,
Mm-hmm.
even though I grew up in the English world community. English is my second language, if you can see the way I speak. Um, so that was the first thing. I think I'm gonna write a book that, you know, people who speak Spanish will feel welcome and familiar in public libraries, bookstore, and places when uh, there's not too many options about Spanish book.
Right.
That's the one. The second is when I was a pastor in a local Hispanic Mennonite church, I want to introduce literally financial concepts to kids. So I was looking for around in the local library and places where I can find something that could teach our kids about money and where money coming from and how do you use it, how do you earn it. That's the second.
Okay.
Third, it was okay. Um, I love the idea of money. I said, wow,
Who
I
knows?
I myself struggle with the
Okay.
spending, and I like, wow, if I'm an adult pastor struggle with this matter of spending money, maybe I should write a book about using kids' view about money and how we have to be careful about spending. So those are the three things that and then I love writing lately. So I pick subjects that matter to and are relevant to the community. So that's why.
And what made you choose this type of illustration? Like,
So I'm from I from Goshen, but I moved to Elkhart
okay.
to study in a local seminary. And every time I go to the river, I saw a lot of gooses and the Elkhart area,
I
and I was
saw
like,
it everywhere.
yeah, and I was like, these guys are all over the place. When I'm driving, when I'm there, I just gonna maybe choose things to write my first dollar. So that's why. And then, so if you see this, if you're in the Elkhart area,
Mm-hmm.
goosies or goose, I think it is patos, no sé, se me olvidó en English, but so that's what I choose to cover. And then how do I said to myself, represent a spending, purchases, and entertainment in three different ways, but with animals.
Okay.
So that's when the cover you see these three like the wolf,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you see the pig, and then you see the turkey, right? Typical.
Right.
So so that's the cover is intend to represent a concept of an idea behind. That's why, and using animals.
Yeah, and then when you're writing for kids, it's so colorful. You want to get their attention.
Man.
So, but what inspired you to be an author?
Yeah, so writing is not easy, right? It requires a lot of structure, a lot of time, and a lot of discipline. Especially for me, writing in English is not easy. I struggle a lot because it's not my native language. I have to learn the proper grammar, how to express idea. And when I went to many events, I never saw Hispanic writers.
Mm,
When I went to my college to get bachelor, all the writers were most of the majority of the dominant culture. And then when I went to the seminary, we didn't have too many Hispanic writers either. it, um, I was like, wow, how can kids feel represented? How do we make sure that kids in the Hispanic world or anybody could go to this event and see writers and actors who look like them, black hair, brown skin, all that, like me, right? So that was
Right.
one. And then I have the free time to raise voices too for other, when it comes to money or magic, it doesn't matter the culture, is just whoever enjoy it. But my motivation to becoming an actor, I say it would be have a little representation in this world of actors and writers.
Yeah, that's very important because you want to see people who are like you
Right.
writing as well, you know. I think that's very important. And then, like you said, you want to represent your own culture. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
so I get that. Does that deter you sometimes from not being an author when you don't see most of your culture at these events that you just
No, at all. I keep actually writing more, like kind of motivating me to. Sometimes it feels good to be the only one, actually. Oh,
really?
you know what I mean? Because I got 30 guys who look the same, and then me. Maybe I will make a difference here. So it kind of motivate me to. I'm sure I don't want to be egocentric, but I. It's good to be unique sometimes, but it's not easy to find Hispanic writer in the local area. When you go to events, if you see one, please be my guest and tell, hey, no, you were wrong. Here's the guy. But yeah, uh,
Right. But some people would be intimidated by that. You-
nah, I'm not.
You're the only one. Some people would be intimidated, like, oh, I don't see anyone that look like me here. So do I belong?
I, I'm a good seller, so uh, sometimes up there to share the message, right? In this case, the message of uh, financial literally and financial concept. So
Okay.
I don't feel intimidated as long as people keep buying my books. I've been very lucky that people welcome me and treat me with respect and treat me very. They are buying my book, and that's a good thing. That's
That's
a
all.
good motivation too.
What would you say, since you've been writing, is the most challenging thing about writing a book?
Discipline, discipline. That's the big challenge because if you don't want to, if you want to write a book, you just don't want to write any book. You have to write something that is relevant, that inspire you, that you think it will inspire your readers. You want to stay tuned to the current culture and community, whether it's, we live in this world with technology and cultures and globalization. So how do you stay relevant, disciplined in a world that demanding you to spend more time on their devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the challenge is, okay, I'm gonna close my phone, any device that is not gonna give me anything, and I'm gonna go to my room or to my office and start writing and writing and writing, even when it's not desirable because it's complicated. So that's the challenges. Discipline, discipline, discipline. You need to spend at least, if you mean it, eat something, go to work, but then spend at least 2 or 3 hours writing a chapter or something. Because so that's the challenges. Be sure you stay disciplined with
With your writings?
with the writing. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, so I want to get into the book. I read I enjoyed it. It brought me back to childhood.
Thank you.
Just to when you read a book like about money, I don't know like how you were with money when you were a little kid, but yeah, I was all over the place with it. The characters in this book, Joel, Luke, and Mary, they are funny. Um, do you see yourself in any of those characters as a kid?
Yes, I do. I do a lot. I, w- you know, I wish if I can go back, if I ever want to fix something in my past, it would be the way I spend money, the way I
Mm,
invest money. I probably do a lot of mistake by buying things that I shouldn't have buy. Like, especially when the iPhone come up, right? I was like, oh, I need to get the new device. And I was become part of that culture. Oh, I have to have the latest devices in my hand. And then I was like, wait, do I have to do that? Do I have to spend? And that time, an iPhone cost more than $1,000. And, and then,
yeah,
so I see myself be dragged to that consumering idea. Oh, I need to buy. And so if I ever want to go back, I will say to myself, now, don't spend money. You going to be paying the price if you don't carefully. So I see myself will look, who is my character and buy who buy shoes and clothes and all that kind of stuff. He's very emotional. He's buying things not because he need it, but because he's emotional guy.
yeah, and that was interesting too. I like to have the way you set up the book, like all the characters. Like I noticed with this book, uh, you chose names for the characters that are in the Bible. And the other characters in the book along the journey to, I don't want to give away too much of the book, but along the journey that they had to go were things that were getting in the way, which are the characters' names. So, like for example, you had um, emotions was one of the
Oh
characters.
yeah, I love that.
Mrs. Bai was another one of the characters, along with the twins, which I thought was interesting. Enter and then Tainment.
Oh yeah, I love it
So, uh,
because emotion is like, oh, I spending money based on emotion, not based on need or priority. And I said to myself, what if I create a character that represent emotion? And that emotion we're gonna personalize, and then that will talk to me. So
mm,
in the book, Mr. Emotion is saying, hey, it's okay, you are happy, go with the ring, enjoy life,
exactly.
and suddenly I'm leasing more my emotion than my packet and my budget.
Hmm.
And then the budget say, hey, I'm here. Emotion saying, ignore that. Oh, oh, my budget is saying, hey, don't forget that on Monday we had to pay the bill. And emotion say, hey, you live one time, go and spend it. And you have these two fighting, right? So
Yeah.
that's how I create character.
But I
And
think they all were like that. All the characters were like that. Like what you just said. Just you.
because if you see in the book, there is a goal, right? There's a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not gonna mention what the priority is, but in today's life, kids, if parents are not careful, this kid will ask you, "Hey, mom, can I have the later video game? Can I have the later device?" And parents don't use that as an opportunity to teach them how money work. And suddenly, these kids forget that all this costs money, all
True.
this costs sacrifice. And if we don't, the Bible saying curse the kids when they are little, so when they are big, they will not. The Bible talk about how do we supposed to invite the kids to think about
Mm-hmm.
action and their emotions so they can, even though we adults have to learn more of the kids, right? but
Right, right.
but that's the goal. How do you control your emotion, right? And
Yeah. Do you think Mary and Luke, do you think they learned a lesson along the journey?
yes, that's the part. They learn that decision matter. They learn that if you're not careful with decisions you're making, your dream and your goal or reaching or get there can be not this for the lack of English here, destroy your end because of because their first dream, their first goal is to have this device, this vehicle, right? That was the whole purpose of going to swim. That was the whole purpose of saving, going the competition so they can earn that dollar,
Right.
center of their motivation and dream. But when money was in their hand, suddenly something switched.
Yes.
And they have the power of buying, the purchasing and spending, letting that emotion forget what was the purpose of what they have that dollar. And
Yeah, they were sidetracked. They got distracted by other things. Um, do you think that my thought was, which I don't want to keep I keep saying I don't want to give the book away, but why didn't Mary and Luke put their money together and just share a bike?
yeah, and actually, if the new book end with that, the new edit end with that because I'm planning to write the chapter two, right? Because and I'm sorry, in second book, we're going to introduce credit, loan, and other terms.
I
And
know.
I said to myself, okay, because I end the book by not make them feel guilty. I
Hmm.
I end the book by not using their mistake as a way to feel bad.
Right.
I used the end of the book. That's what if you see in the last page it said to be continued,
Hmm.
right? Because okay, fine, we do mistake. We're humans, but we can learn. We
Hmm.
can learn something here. And the idea is because they no longer have their dollar, the power of the cash to buy, now they have to come with a second plan. But this time, the plan might put them in a very hard situation when they have to
Hmm.
someone else money. So it's like, wait, to get to this point, you only need two steps, but because you did mistake, now you have to do 4 or 5 steps.
Right, right. I was looking at that. I'm like, oh shoot, are they gonna have more problems, or now they have another whole thing
Right?
dilemma. Yeah, I was looking at that. That's I was just like, oh, they could have just put you only needed this much, but okay. What do you think about Mr. Noel as a person?
Ooh. So, in the business, uh, in the business world, um, we always have mentors and older people who are there to help us.
Mm-hmm.
You like if you struggle with the math, you need a mentor, an advisor. If you struggle with and with when I was at the seminary and I was struggle to understand theological concept, I have two older men who helped me to understand this.
Okay.
When I was thinking about finance, I have a financial advisor who helped me understand concept. So these two men, Mr. Noel uh is there to help us to redirect our life, right? How do we, you know, everyone need mentors.
True.
Need, I'm sorry, I'm just watching it. Everyone needs someone to guide us and to help us that it is okay, to look for help when we don't know what to do.
Mr. No is kind of I mean, as a businessman, I could see where he's coming from, but it's like, come on now. It's too, they weren't short much. I
No,
mean, you know.
but and so look at for example, um, in the concept on this world on my first dollar, $1 could be 1,000.
Hmm.
No, it's not that $1, it's just one a little dollar, right? For example, when you send money overseas, $1 can be like it depends on the country, it can be worth
Exactly.
a
More.
lot. So yeah, they missing half, but that half is not just 50 cents. It could be like 300 or 400 missing too.
True.
So, because the dollar in this world, is- because if you see in their journal, they spend money buying shoes and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Dollar have a huge worth. It's not just um, that's what Mr. Noel said. Okay, he's a businessman. He said, "Look, this is," and business took advantage of that. I'm a businessman. I love business. I study business, but in America, we have this idea. Okay, get it today and pay later, or
True.
or apply for it. Oh, you don't have money, come to this store. You can, we have a credit card, apply for the credit card and
True.
get it. So businesses have a huge potential to increase their sell. They are there to make money and do sell. All right, but I didn't introduce that concept here because where the kids got tempted, oh, I can just go to a store A, B, and C, even if I don't have money, but I have good credit, and
Right.
maybe then suddenly you live in the store with $500 or $1,000 in debt. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Noel, I was very careful how I introduced this man because I spent my first dollar in things that I didn't spend it, but I had the power now to get credit card, and that's what people in America struggle. There's hundreds of people who are debt because they cannot move forward because of the debt that they had through credit card. If you don't know how to use credit cards, don't use it. But if you know how to use it, it's worth it because you can accumulate points. There's a good habit. And that's what I'm going to introduce in my second book.
Okay.
Uh, yeah.
Would you think it's wise to teach children about credit at a young age?
You know, it would be up to their parents, I think, because these are concepts that even we adult need to still learn. And will would the child of 11, 12 year old understand what credit mean? What borrow? Why are you purchasing something with the money of someone else? What is the consequence?
Hmm. Yeah.
There is nothing for free. How do you know that this company is saying, hey, just uh, how do you know that the company is planting a seed of be addicted to purchases and suddenly you would be addicted to purchase and purchase and purchase and suddenly you will
Hmm.
be that because you're going to buy two screen TV, you're gonna have couches and suddenly you're working for your debtors and
Yeah.
not longer have the freedom to get that cash and be free because now the Bible say you're gonna be a server of your debtors. So we have to be careful if as a parents what to teach to our kids, what we'll say, because we don't want our kids to be servers of debtors and serve those. I don't know.
So we spoke about Mary and Luke and their situation. Do you think Joe would have been in Mary and Luke's situation if the counselor hadn't rode by?
Yes, 100%. Yeah. I I have my financial advisor who the first thing he told me was, dude, you need to have a budget. You need to know how much money you're making. You cannot just go and spend it. And remember, Joel it was about to spend his money.
Hmm.
Then the mentor said, what's the priority? What is your goal? If you buy a TV, what would be the benefit of having that TV, right? Or if you buy the the bicycle, what would be the benefit? So mentors are brilliant because they can, well, I can see my cat in the back. Look at that.
I see him walk by. I'm like, what is that? Well,
Maybe I can make uh a little cat book for that.
uh-huh. That'd be a nice book.
So I'm trying to, yeah, mentors are brilliant. Having, we have therapists, doctors, financial advisors, people who are there to help us or guide us. And Joel was so lucky that when he was about spending his money, this dude just showed up. And the you know, you have to have a you need to get advice for good mentors, not people. Well, for example, Joel saw the bicycle, right? And
Hmm.
with the mentor, right? And Joel said, "Whoa, that's what I wanted because I can make more money. I can use the bicycle to deliver a newspaper. I can use the bicycle to deliver or item and make more money." So the concept of investment
Hmm.
can start. I can will add in the second book, and um, so I think Joel was so lucky that he had the opportunity to be exposed to a mentor. Well, I invite people to please talk to a financial advisor because they will be helping you and guiding you to make good financial decisions.
It's funny that the street name was Proverbs.
Oh yeah.
The street name was Proverbs, and the address was 2120.
Yep.
And I looked that up, and what that means in the Bible is wise people store up wealth, resources, and knowledge for the future, while fools impulsively consume everything they have.
Mhm.
You agree with that statement?
You know, these religion concepts are there for some reason. Or I'm a Christian. In my context, we have other beautiful religion group in the world, and I'm sure they have a way to teach about finance and other. But in that particular text said that spending could be viewed as a negative thing sometimes
Okay.
if you don't have the good mood or the good appropriate to spending. Why are you spending your money on something that is not gonna bring you benefit? Saving, storage, knowledge is important. Having the knowledge to use your resources wisely is important. Um, if you have a vehicle, for example, if you say I don't have money, well, um, if you can use your vehicle to do Uber, maybe for 5 hours and make money. Oh, I don't have um, I have an internet. My neighbor doesn't have an internet. Hey, I will get you on my Wi-Fi for $20 a month. Would you be open to that? So knowledge require a little bit of creativity.
Yeah.
And that biblical text is from the Old Testament. And I agree in some extent, but I'm open to always interpret other. I'm a guy who actually learned the Bible from others interpreting the Bible, and 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 that's a good thing.
Okay. Is your future books that you plan on writing, are they going to be more of a teach lesson sort of type of text?
I had two that I'm working. One is based on love, and the second was based on kids learning to be organized in their room.
Okay.
It's about how do we teach or inspire our children to have fun, to enjoy life,
Hmm.
doing shorts at home, right? Like picture choose, putting in your room, right? Just
Right.
uh, say thank you when someone give you food or things like that. So that's why, but it should not be always teaching. Like the book that I'm working is a wizard who fall in love and someone stole his first love and then he could not move on and now this new girl appeared in his life and typical,
Yeah.
romantic novel and so I'm working on that one.
Okay. With this book, did you go through a traditional publisher or did you do independently?
So it's a good question because I've been debating on that. I heard both positive things about traditional publishers and self-publisher.
Mhm.
And after I compared both, I decided to do a self-publisher first.
Okay.
And I went through my self-publisher. And the reason is because when I went to local markets, I was doing enough and good. I said to myself, whoa, I don't need a publisher so far. But that was a limited year, right? I'm sure if a publisher come in and expose the book to a huge market and more store, something can good can happen. And so I still not sure if I want to do traditional publishers because I maybe after I finish Isabella and see all my babies on the table, the four books, novels, and I say, okay, maybe it's time to reach out to publisher. But I love how America has been kindness to me and open and buying my books, and that kept me happy so far. If you know what they say, if it's not broke, don't try to fix it.
Right? Don't fix it. What you say?
Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, I asked pretty much not all the authors, but a great deal of authors. Do you see yourself using AI to write any of your books, literature?
Hmm. So I hear a lot of negative things about AI. And the problem with using this, I'm not saying I'm not against AI. I think it will have their benefits with time. But we want to create products that have a spirit and soul. When you are a writer and an author, your brain has to be creative enough to create. You don't need to plagiarize. You don't need to go to you. There's a lot of sources out there like editors, designers, and all this stuff. I will say maybe in the future, in 5 or 10 years, but at the moment, I'm okay. I guess the Lord had gave me enough imagination that I can create a book from the library, from the phone. I mean, I can just make a book about the cats, how the
Right.
cats use the bathroom or something, right? And I don't think, however, uh, I hear that AI can be very um, how do you say, fast and but we don't want to give American that yet. And we writers and writers need to, we still have the soul, the spirit, and the tools to keep writing good materials before we can jump to technology who can, um, um, you know, you don't want mechanical stories out there. You want stories that come from the heart, from the
Mhm.
community that are. However, we should not take for granted the potential and the threat of AI in both in positive and negative ways.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, uh, yeah, I agree. I think like I don't know. It's just whatever I think to whatever the author likes to do. Have you ever read a book written by AI?
I haven't. I haven't. I'm not sure if I can. I wonder. That's a good question. I don't. Do you know anybody who? I don't. If you know someone, I'm open to read it, but I don't think I haven't because I'm a natural writer. I never thought about. I actually, when I walking on the street, when I am driving, I always think about my next idea and how I can, because my books are based in context. Like
Mm-hmm.
Isabella is about how single parents deal in America when
Mm-hmm.
financial or other heavy duties they're dealing with. So that's uh,
Yeah.
so I haven't read a book about AI, but if you know someone,
Let you know.
yeah, please, that would be nice.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna switch it over since we're at the end of the interview. I'm gonna ask a few questions. They don't have to be right or wrong. There's no right or wrong answer. So whatever just comes to mind first, and just go with that. So, what state or country are you from?
Okay, I'm originally from the Caribbean, Central America.
Okay.
We came in the 90s to Goshen when I was a little boy, and I grew up in um, Mennonite religion groups. So I'm originally from that part of the world. Yeah.
Okay. And if you could be anywhere in the world, where would you like to be right now?
I would like to be in Roatan. It's a small island in close to off coast of Honduras and the Caribbean and that part of the world. It's called Roatan.
Oh,
Ro
so South America?
Roatan is in the Caribbean and Central America. It's a beautiful island that have a lot of good things in there. Uh,
Oh, okay. You been there before?
yes, it's been there.
I figure you describe it
Yeah,
so
and you know, I hope the Lord. I don't know if I'm allowed to use religion, but God, hope the Lord Jesus can
okay. No, that's fine. That's fine.
go into that.
And what is your favorite book or movie?
Mm. My favorite movie is an Italian movie called Vita Bella. Life is Beautiful.
Vita Bella.
Vita Bella. It's an Italian movie. Uh, that's my favorite um, movie. And my favorite book, I forgot the name. It's called The Horse, The Voice, The Mole. Um, I, you know, it, the mole, the boy, and the fox. It's
The Mom, the Boy, and the Fox.
the boy, the mole, and the fox, and the horse.
Oh, okay.
It's a movie about a boy who go out there in the desert riding by on I think it's who is the writer? Charlie Mercury. I don't know how you say that in English. I don't know. But it's a book that this boy get out of his house and go out there in the forest and
Mm,
find three animals. And he learned how to appreciate things like brave, enough, love, compassion. So Charlie Macari is the writer. The boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse.
okay.
That's that's the two things.
Okay. And the last question is, are you a part of any book club right now?
There's a few ones that it's called Michiana authors that um one of my friend Kelly invited me to that, and that's the club that we it's called Michiana authors. Uh,
Kelly Whiteman?
yeah, you know her, right?
I interview her.
Okay, so Michiana author is a local group that we don't have so many publishers, but we're trying to raise local voices in the area. If you know her, I think she's the creator of this group, Michiana author. We have a lot of local events, and I invite people to like us on and on
Mhm.
Facebook. I think Kelly's doing a wonderful job with that groups, and I'm lucky to be part of that.
Okay. Well, I would like to provide you an opportunity to be a part of my podcast book club. It's on YouTube. It's called Read Podcast Book Club. I will send you a link. This interview today will be posted on that. I have several other interviews to post on there, but this will be on there as well. So once I edit everything, you can go on there and check it out.
All
And
right.
definitely send you the link so that you can share with family, friends,
I will.
coworkers, whoever.
Send me the YouTube link. I would love to follow and be part of that, so I can start sharing with the community.
Yeah, I will definitely. When I will send it to you shortly once
Yeah,
this interview is over, and then you can go on there and subscribe to my channel.
perfect.
And then I will send you this interview. I don't want to put a time on it, but I'm thinking it should be posted on there no later than the first week of June.
Oh wow, perfect.
Maybe. Yeah, because I have so many other people interviews to put on there. So
Have you interviewed Hispanics before?
um,
Writers?
I have you, and then it was another lady in California. But
Wow.
it was like what you said, like it's very it, it's hard to find um I guess out of all the events, I don't know if it's hard, but all the events I've attended to is very low, possibly none. No Hispanics are at these events.
Right.
So like just to get an interview with you and the lady that I spoke about who lives in California, I'm like, oh wow.
Mhm.
And then to mention what you said earlier about being the only one at these events, and not really many Hispanics are showcasing work. It's just,
Amen.
I just want to share my platform with anybody who wants to get their work out. It's That's plain and simple for me. So
Thank you for, thank you so much for kindness and help us to, uh, keep writing and creating products that Americans will love and American kids will enjoy. And that's what we want, to put smile, teaching lessons and good things and planting good things for this community so they can go and change the world to becoming a better place for everyone. And writing is good, and books are friends, and
right.
you doing it. So I applaud her for that.
Well, I hope we can do this again. I would definitely uh, be open to getting more of your work so I can read it. And like I said, we can do this again, and I can get part two of the continue for the my first dollar because I want to know what Mary and Luke gonna do.
I know, and I hope you can talk in December. You are. I wish I can send you the book, um, "The Penguin Who Saved Christmas." It's a nice book. It's that book written by me is an opportunity to see how older can view Christmas from a different angle. It just you will love that book, "The Penguin Who Saved Christmas," and I wish I can have that book right away so you can have and read it, and you will
Yeah.
have fun with that book. Let me know when I can see you again so I can give you the book and you can read it.
Okay. Like I said, my contact info is on the YouTube channel. And then yeah, you can just reach out like how we've been doing, like through Instagram. I'm on there. We can just continue to, when you have the book ready for me, just let me know. I'll get it.
Well,
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to have an interview with me. I really appreciate it. And you have a good day.
have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Bye.